Hi guys, and welcome to today's video, which is another clay time challenge. And this time, both the designs and the times will be decided randomly. And the times written on these notes are everything in between 30 seconds and 10 minutes, so this should definitely be very interesting. But before I go on with the video, I just wanted you guys to know that this video was sponsored by Best Fiends. I'm sure that some of you guys have heard about this app before, but if you haven't, Best Fiends is a free puzzle adventure game with tons of levels. And as you go through them, you can build your own little team of fiends, and together you can defeat the slugs by matching same colored objects. And also, starting today, you can watch the in-app world premiere of this beautiful animated short video, Visit Minutia, and you can then play the in-app game Visit Minutia event, where you can win big rewards. I've been playing this game for over a year now, and it's a very fun and addictive game. And another great thing about it is that it is completely free, so if you want to try it out, you can use the link in the description to download it. And if you do that, you'll also get $5 worth of gold and diamonds that you can use in the game. But now let's go back to the clay challenge, and here you can see all of the materials that I'm gonna use. So the time for the first design is going to be 45 seconds, and the design I'm gonna try to make in this time is going to be a narwhal. Okay, so making anything in this little time is obviously gonna be really difficult, but anyways, I started out with some blue clay and I made a ball. And then I made it a bit pointy in one of the ends. I then took some more clay in the same color and I made some smaller details. And then, with only 15 seconds left, I really quickly made a horn for it as well. And after that, with only a few seconds left, I really quickly made a tail fin for it. So here is how my 45-second narwhal turned out. Considering the fact that I had this little time to make it, I actually think that it turned out pretty okay. And now onto the second one. The time that I'm gonna have will be 2 minutes, and the design is going to be an elephant. So because I had a bit more time for this design, I decided to actually mix a better color. I wanted my elephant to be a bit lighter, so I mixed in some white clay. I actually don't really think that this was a good idea, because I ended up using almost half of my time just mixing the clay, and the color didn't even turn out that much lighter. But anyways, with a bit more than a minute left, I started making the elephant, and I made the shape of the trunk. I then didn't really have that much time to make the rest of the elephant, so I really quickly made the body and then the ears. And with half a minute left, I made some small legs for it. I normally never use this technique to make legs, but I thought that it would be a bit quicker to just cut out the legs and arms instead of making balls and then creating those details like that instead. I then, with only like 7 seconds left, decided to make eyes for the elephants, which also wasn't really a great idea because they turned out in different sizes. But anyways, here is how my 2-minute elephant turned out. It's obviously not perfect, but I think it looks a bit cute and definitely really handmade. So for this third design, I actually end up having the longest time out of all of these, and that was 10 minutes. And the design is going to be a pig. So to make my pig, I started out by making the face for it. And I then made a little body. And after that, I used a couple of minutes to make the little arms and feet for the pig. I then made the little nose for the pig. And because I had over 5 minutes left, I decided to give my pig some special details and make a sort of unicorn type of pig. So I made a little horn for it. And then I made some wings. I made the eyes. And then I made some flowers to give it a bit of a flower crown. And once my 10 minutes was up, here is how the little pig turned out. I actually think that it turned out really cute, and if some of you guys would like me to make a full tutorial on this, you can just let me know in the comments below. But now let's go on to the next design, and the time that I'm gonna have will be 30 seconds. And the design I'm gonna do will be a donut. Making something this quickly was definitely a really big challenge, but anyways, I started out with this really light brown color, and I then took some light pink clay. I rolled it into a ball, quickly flattened it out and put it on the donut. And then with just 10 seconds left, I made the hole for the donut. And lastly, I just spread out the icing a bit. And then time was up. And here is how the donut turned out. I'm actually a bit surprised how well it turned out. I didn't think I was gonna have time to make anything in just 30 seconds. And if I would add some more details to it, it could actually look pretty nice. And the time for the next design is going to be 1 minute. And I'm going to make a cookie. So when I made this cookie, I decided that I wanted it to look a bit special, so I actually decided to make a heart cookie. And I then took some brown clay to make some chocolate details. And one of the biggest challenges for this one was definitely to make the texture on the cookie. It's a bit hard to do that in just a few seconds, so I just pressed on it a bit with my knife and my fingers, and I then really quickly put on the chocolate. And here is how my cookie turned out. If I would have had more time to make this, I would probably use some dry pastel to give it a more baked look. I think at this point it kind of looks like a cookie that hasn't been in the oven yet. But now let's move on to the next design, and the time is going to be 5 minutes. And we're gonna be making a unicorn. So even though 5 minutes isn't a lot, it's still one of the longer times in this video. And I started out with making the head for it, and then I made a little body. And I then took really small pieces of clay to make the arms and the legs for the unicorn. And after that I made some ears for it. And then I took some dark pink clay and I made a tiny little horn for it. And then I used the last 2 minutes to make some colorful details for the unicorn. I took small pieces and I then used them to make the tail and the hair for the unicorn. And after that I took some black clay to make the eyes for it. So here's how my unicorn turned out. I think it looks pretty cute, although it does look a bit squished, and I think that the proportions of it is not really perfect, but other than that I think it's a pretty cute little unicorn. And now it's time for the very last design, and the time is going to be 1 minute. And the design I'm gonna try to make will be a watermelon. So I started off by taking some light green clay, I rolled it out and flattened it out. And then I did the exact same thing, but with some white clay instead. And I then put them on top of each other. And then it was time to make the rest of the watermelons. So I took some dark pink clay, I turned it into a triangle, and I then put it on the base of the watermelon. And after cutting the sides off, I had about 10 seconds left to make some details. So I really quickly made some seeds for the watermelon. I didn't even have time to make the seeds the same size, but I actually think that was a quite cute detail to it. So here is how the watermelon turned out. As you can see, I didn't really have time to make the seeds the same size, but other than that, I think it looks pretty okay. So that was all of the challenges for this video. The hardest one was definitely the narwhal, or maybe the elephant. But overall, I'm actually quite surprised how well some of these turned out, even though I had so little time to make them. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked the video, you can give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!